Staying with legal matters, the legal showdown between Please Call Me Inventor, Nkosana Makate and Vodacom is far from over. Makate this week scored a key victory in the Gauteng division of the High Court when Judge Kolapen ordered the cell phone giant to furnish Makate's legal team with key documents. The documents include contracts Vodacom entered into with providers of so-called value-added services, as well as the data behind the company's revenue records. This case is separate but linked to his main court challenge to the Vodacom CEO's determination that his compensation for introducing the service in 2000 must be 47 million rand. Well, earlier I asked Makate how significant the information will be in challenging this offer.
We are not actually wiser with regard to the data that he used. We are querying that. We say it has flaws, and hence we need to understand better as to what data did he use, the underlying data, so that we can then take that and also apply it into our model. And also the duration issue. I mean, we had 18 years. Please Call Me is about 20 years old. It was conceptualized in 2000. So it will be turning 20 this year. So our model was based on 18 years period. He then went for 5 years. I think he also went for 5% after the hearing that we had before him. So these contracts and benchmarks are then going to allow us to better understand as to the correctness of those applications that the CEO did.
And then this dispute around the time period, Nkosana, how material is it? That, you know, in his determination, the Vodacom CEO basically thought of you and said, if you had been in a contract, it would likely have been for 3 to 5 years, subject to renewal, which would not have happened. You are contending that actually it should be beyond the first 5 years. Why is that?
No, I mean, it should be beyond. I mean, if you go to the CC's ruling, it's very clear. I mean, it's ongoing revenue share in under paragraph 5. It's ongoing revenue share for as long as the product generates income in revenue. So even the 18 years is actually a compromise that we are actually trying to be reasonable to the system, because Please Call Me is still generating revenue today and still working. And it's a verse, and all other verses are also moving from cradle to grave, you know. So why would PCM be different? So that's really the contention. That's what we are trying to solve.
The issue of the quantum of what it is, the amount that you believe you are entitled to in terms of compensation as a percentage of revenue generated from the Please Call Me concept and the revenue of Vodacom from voice products. You mentioned there in that argument, in the arguments before Judge Kolapen, that at some point Vodacom had made a contingency liability provision in its financial statements. That is in dispute, of course. Even the judge doesn't come to a conclusion either way, but basically that's being disputed by Vodacom, that they'd made that contingency liability to say they should prepare themselves in case they have to pay you a certain amount. And you then say, in terms of policy at Vodacom, them doing that suggests that the figure concerned is material enough in that it's more than 960 million rand. Brings me back to the question that many South Africans are asking. What do you believe it is that you are entitled to, Nkosana Makate, and how far is it from the 47 million rand? Is it your belief that it is at the very least no less than 960 million rand?
Vodacom, indeed, I mean, if you go back to their 2016 financials, they indicate there, I mean, that this case is going to have a significant impact on their operation. It's not only disclosed at Vodacom, it's also disclosed at Vodafone, for that matter. And that's part of our papers that we've submitted. So in terms of what am I looking for? No, I'm looking for accurate revenues to be used, and a fair percentage to be applied on those revenues. And that's what I'm looking for. It doesn't really matter as long as they are accurate revenues. You know, hence I can't fixate it or put it on a number. It is about accurate